Hey everybody, good morning. Dallas housing market. Everybody, man, you know what? It's June. Everybody's looking at what do we do? Should we sell? Should we not sell? Should we buy? Should we not buy? Is the market right? Is it not right? You know what? My job's not to tell you what to do, but let's look at the numbers. That should help you because as always, I'm just here to bring you the facts. David with David Fleming Homes. It's actually not even that. It's Texas Homes by David Fleming. Forgot what I was doing. Anyway, let's go in and let's dive into these numbers real quick. And of course, like always, we're going to look at these numbers and then we're going to compare them to everything else so we know what that really means. So let me share my screen with you, see what this works. No, of course, like always, y'all don't want to see my ugly mug. So let's look at these numbers. So properties listed. Make sure that we're showing it. Very good, we are. Properties listed 3,041. I want to make sure I'm on the right date. Nope. What I thought. 6. I got to go to 610. That's why I double check. Gotta love technology. All right, so start over. Properties listed 2,793. Properties under contract 2,888. Properties pending 3,308 and properties sold 2,490. What does that mean? Well, let's look. Let's take a look and let's get rid of this one. And let's go into, so stop sharing. And then I want to go to share screen. And I want to go to the spreadsheet. There we go. We're getting there. So just as I reviewed with you just a minute ago, here's the numbers in blue, correct? Right? So property sold 2,327 and versus a month ago, or actually versus 7 days ago, we're looking at, let's see here. So the 10th through the 3rd. So last week, or June 3rd, we were, man, look at that. Compared to everything else, man, that was huge as far as properties sold, 3,060. So we're down about 19%, but we were up 30% from the previous 7 days. If you look here at 2,100, then it went up to 3,000. Now we're down to 2,400. So let's look at that because we're down just about 19%. But let's look since this COVID thing started. So you got the 25th of March, you were at 2,100 sold properties. April 1st, you were 26, then it went to 23, and then it went down to 1,700 as of April 15th. Now, remember this. What all was happening at that time? We were stuck in the house, right? We were stay-in-place orders. Then we started coming back up. 2,000, when it's 1,900, then it went to 2,300, then it went to 2,327. Then it went down a little bit, 2,100. Then it, boom, right? It made up for it on June 3rd as of 3,000. Now we're at 2,400. Now, new properties listed. If you look at from the very beginning, April 22nd, right? 2,200, 2,300, 3,000, 2,600, 2,800, 2,696, 2,793. So we're up from the last 7 days, up 3%. But what does that really mean? Well, the biggest thing is you don't want a huge difference between properties listed versus properties sold. Well, let's look down here. I think it's only 300 if my math is right. Yeah, about 303. So properties sold versus properties listed. If there was a whole bunch more listed and not very many sold, and that kept happening month over month, that would be a trend that would be cause for pause for you. I don't see that right now. Properties pending and properties under contract up 10%, up 5%. That means they're churning. And if you look at this month over month, 513 versus 610, we're up 7% on the property sold. Let's see here. We're up 4% over listed pending and under contract 23%, 16%. Everything's still fine. So let's go back and let's look at, and I did a deep dive on this. I want to take you to the website as far as the trends month over month, year over year. So let's do that. Let me see if I can get rid of this. Let's do this again. All right. So what do we want to do? We want to take a snapshot over the last 3 years. And once again, we want to make sure that it's not peaking and valley, peak and valley, and it's going down, or you got major peaks and major valleys, and there's just no consistency, or the market's volatile. I want to show you real quick, just from the numbers, not what I read into the numbers. The numbers are the numbers, and I'm not swaying them. The market is fine. So over the last 3 years, let's start with the sale price. So in January of 2018, let's go back here to January 2018, we started at a low of 235,000 was the average sale price in the total MLS. Now you can see here, but I'm not going to go over those numbers because I'll just convolute it if I go with Tarrant County and Dallas. So just pay attention to the blue line, unless you really want to just look at the red line if you're in Tarrant County or Dallas. But let's just look at the blue line, which is Dallas. So which is the MLS overall, and let's see what happens there. So we started in January of 2018 at a bottom of 235. We went up in June, which it maxed out at 270,000. Now, then let's look at 2019. What was our bottom there? Our bottom was in January, and it was at 239,000. So remember, 2018 was 235, and January of 2019 was 239. It maxed out in June of 275,000, and then it went back down to in January of 2020 to 257,000, and then it looks like it has peaked thus far in April of 2020 at 275,000, because now in May we're at 270. Well, wait a minute. Oh, we're off $5,000 and the market's crashing. No, it's not. Look at the historical data. Historical data. Let me slow down a little bit. I'm out of something to drink over there. I need to get some tea. So June of 2018, it went from 270, and then it consistently, if you looked at these numbers, July went to 263, August went to 257, went all the way down to in December to 257. And then it bottomed out at 239 in January, and then went all the way back up until June at 275. And then it gradually went back down to November to 260. It peaked in December at 269, then went back down to 257, and then it went back up. But see, here's what I want you to notice. Our bottom, at the bottom of the market, as far as sale price, it went from 235 in 2018, then it went to 239, and then in that 2019, and then 2020, it bottomed out at 257. You see how we're trending up? Man, that's good money. So now let's look at, where's the next thing I want to show you? Monthly supply. I think that's what I did last time. The monthly supply went, just want to make sure we're both on the same page. If we didn't put any more houses on the market today, how long would it take us to burn through those houses? How many months? So in January 2018, it was 2.3 months. It went up at its highest to 3.4 months. And then let's see here, that was in August of 2018. It went down to 3 months in February, so you're moving them really fast. And it peaked out at 3.7 months in July of 2019. So then in 2020, we went from 2.7 months. Now watch this. January, we went from 2.7 months, and then 2.8 months in March. April, 2.8 months, and then down to 2.7 months. And you can look at the numbers in Tarrant County and Dallas County. Look how little time these things are sitting. It would take us to burn through the market. See how there's no big dip and there's no big rise. It's just consistent. That this is good news that this is so low, because that means we're burning through houses quickly. There's a shortage of houses on the market. So days on market, that's the next thing that we should look at. Days on market in 2018, we went from 14 days all the way up to 34 days. Days on average. That's how long it takes you to sell your house on average. So again, don't be telling people that David Fleming told you I'm going to sell my house in X amount of days, because that's the average. If your house is competitive in your market and priced appropriately, you've got some experience, somebody that's helping you put the house on the market at the right price, then you should do well. If you don't, then, well, you're taking your chances there. So 2019, let's see here. We went at the low, looked like it was 20 days. And in its high, it went to 38 days. So where are we at now? 2020. 2020 in February, it was 39 days, and it bottomed out at 22 days, but we're only at 24 days. And Tarrant County and Dallas County they're both flat. So under a month, the houses aren't even sitting on the market for a month. That's really good. Here's another. Let's look at percentage of where you list it versus where you sell it. Okay, let's go back to 2018. 97% at its low, 97.2. And once again, I'm not going to go over Tarrant County and Dallas. You can see those numbers, 98%, 98%. I said I wasn't going to do it, and then 97.5. And entire MLS, 98.7%. What it was listed at. And then it went down in 2019. In December of 2018, it bottomed out at 96.5%. In January, it was at 96.7%. Then it went up to June. Remember June? That was its highest, to 98%. And then it went back down to 96.6% of list price, people. Now think about that. Some people don't price their house right, and they just want to put it on the market. Oh, make me move. You got to put those you got to put that in the equation as well. That's why we put it as an average. 98% entire MLS and 97.9. That's really good. I don't see any issues, anything at all. Closed sales. Let's look at this number, because this number was off a little bit last month. So year over year, you're looking at 6,000 in January, and it peaked out at 11,200 some odd, and then 2019 you went from 5,000, and it peaked out at 12,000 units or houses in May, and that's 12,000. Now 2020, think about what we went through. We got the COVID thing, right? It was at 6,000 in January. In January in 2019, it was 5,700. And at its peak, it was 9,887. So this isn't as good as what it has been in the past. But once again, what have we gone through? That just means there's not as many houses on the market. There's not many transactions that are happening. Well, why is that? Use common sense, people. Look at what we haven't ever been through this since technology has been around. I mean, we had the Spanish flu, but back then there wasn't any technology to track all this stuff. What does this mean to you? It means the market is strong, and it's getting stronger. Now, don't get me wrong. The unemployment rate, man, there's some hard things going on right now. There's still a lot of deaths that are happening because of this COVID thing. But as far as a business sense and looking at the numbers and taking the emotion out of it, if you want to get in the market or need to be in the market as far as buying or selling a house, the numbers say you're fine. If you're looking at making an investment and you're waiting for the market to drop and be at its lowest, I don't see that right now. But like a buddy of mine was saying, William, get in whenever it's time to get in. You're the only one that knows that. But don't wait. Don't wait too long. Where does that leave us, people? Another week by, another month by, we're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. If you need somebody to take a deeper dive in your area, holler at me. 817-691-2910. click up here for the next video if you want to learn more about the market, or first-time homeowner. I've done a series on that. Or if you're looking to be an investor, I've done a series on that as well. If you're looking at having to go through probate, right? You've had somebody pass and you wonder what to do there. I've done a series on that as well. See, everything that I do, people, I want to help you, but just giving you information. If I do that and I till the soil, the Lord's going to take care of the rest. I want to help you. So if you want to dig down into your area, once again, I've got some people that I'm visiting with today that live in Keller, and they want to know what's going on in their market. I'm getting ready to do a video for them. Just call me. If you want to look at my website, davidflemingre.com. I'm here to help. All right. Till next time, people, there's two things. If you don't take anything else out of this, in this long video that I've done, two things are the most important. Number one, if you get this right, it'll change the world. Number one, God loves you. Don't let anybody tell you different. Number two, you know I do as well. Till next time, people, we'll see you down the road. Bye-bye.